Have you ever wondered what someone is really thinking, even when their words say something different? Imagine being able to read people's body language and gestures like a book. In today's video, we're unlocking the secrets of nonverbal communication and diving deep into how you can decode the subtle signals people give off, whether it's a nervous twitch, a confident posture, or a hidden emotion behind their eyes. And the best part? We'll be blending these tips with Stoic principles to help you stay calm, collected, and aware in any situation. Whether you're a professional, a social butterfly, or simply curious about the human mind, these insights will change the way you perceive the world around you. So, stay tuned, because by the end of this video you'll have the tools to not just understand what people are saying, but what they're truly thinking. Pause, and then add, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss out on tips to improve your life, one story at a time. Let's dive in. Number 1. Observing the eyes. The eyes are often said to be the windows to the soul, a statement that reflects their profound significance in human connection and communication. When we observe someone's eyes, we are not just seeing a physical feature, but also an emotional and psychological landscape. The eyes speak in ways words cannot, revealing emotions, intentions, and even secrets we try to hide. In moments of vulnerability or truth, the eyes often betray our inner thoughts, exposing our feelings before we can articulate them. A simple glance can convey a world of information, whether it is love, anger, sadness, or joy. Eyes can soften in compassion or narrow in suspicion, shift in nervousness, or remain fixed in intense focus. These subtle shifts are an unspoken language that communicates more than any spoken word. The way we observe eyes can tell us much about the person in front of us. For instance, eye contact plays a crucial role in how we connect with others. Prolonged eye contact can create intimacy, establishing a bond between individuals, while fleeting glances might suggest hesitation or discomfort. It is said that people who avoid eye contact may be hiding something or feeling insecure, while those who maintain steady eye contact often exude confidence and trustworthiness. These dynamics, though simple, create a deeper connection between people, forming an intricate web of nonverbal communication. Eyes are not only reflective of a person's emotional state, but they can also serve as a mirror, showing their vulnerability or strength, their excitement or dread. From a physiological perspective, the eye is an extraordinary organ, capable of perceiving a vast spectrum of light and color. Our pupils adjust to different lighting conditions, dilating or constricting in response to the environment, while the iris gives us a glimpse of uniqueness in each individual. The patterns in the iris are as unique as fingerprints, with no two people possessing the same eye characteristics. In a sense, our eyes not only reveal our internal world, but also serve as a personal identifier, marking our individuality. The gaze can reveal a shift in thought, a momentary distraction, or an abrupt change in mood. It's fascinating how much we communicate through this one organ, without even realizing it. The eyes also hold symbolic weight across cultures and traditions. In literature, mythology, and art, they often represent perception, knowledge, or truth. Many stories and legends feature beings with extraordinary eyes that can see the past or future, eyes that can pierce through deception, or eyes that can convey deep wisdom. This symbolic portrayal emphasizes the belief that the eyes are more than just organs of sight. They are vessels of insight, capable of revealing hidden truths. In some spiritual teachings, the eyes are seen as conduits to higher consciousness, and they are often associated with the third eye, a symbol of intuition and enlightenment. This connection between the physical and metaphysical aspects of the eyes highlights their significance beyond mere functionality. On a more practical level, observing the eyes can be a form of emotional reading, a skill that can enhance interpersonal relationships and improve communication. We can discern a lot about someone's mental and emotional state by paying attention to the subtleties in their gaze. For example, someone might avert their eyes when feeling guilty or ashamed, or their eyes may widen in surprise or fear. This form of observation allows us to connect on a deeper level with others, fostering empathy and understanding. However, while the eyes can reveal much, they can also be masked. People may learn to control their gaze, using their eyes to hide their true feelings or to manipulate perceptions. Thus, while the eyes are a powerful tool in human interaction, it is important to read them carefully, understanding the context in which they are observed. In conclusion, observing the eyes is an art and a science, an intricate dance between physiology, emotion, and communication. They offer an intimate glimpse into the mind and heart, revealing truths that words may not capture. Eyes have the power to convey love, sorrow, joy, and pain, making them one of the most compelling aspects of human connection. When we learn to observe eyes with intention, we unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves and others, seeing not only what is before us, but also what lies beneath the surface. Number 2. Observing body language and facial expressions. Body language and facial expressions are powerful forms of nonverbal communication, offering rich insights into a person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Often, these cues can reveal more than spoken words, as they are instinctive and can bypass the conscious mind. The subtlety and complexity of body language make it a crucial tool in understanding others, whether in personal interactions or professional settings. First, it's important to recognize that body language encompasses a range of movements, gestures, posture, and even the use of physical space. For example, crossed arms can suggest defensiveness or resistance, while open body posture typically signals receptivity and confidence. How a person positions themselves in space can also convey dominance or submission. Leaning in during a conversation generally indicates interest or engagement, while leaning away may suggest discomfort or disinterest. These physical cues allow us to gauge a person's emotional state or level of engagement in real time, often more accurately than through their spoken words. Facial expressions, in particular, are universally recognized markers of emotion. Regardless of culture, people tend to exhibit similar facial expressions for feelings like happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, and fear. The study of facial expressions is central to understanding nonverbal communication because it taps directly into raw emotional states. For instance, a smile can indicate friendliness or satisfaction, while furrowed brows may signal confusion, concentration, or frustration. The eyes, too, are often a key area to observe. Wide eyes can convey surprise, while narrowing eyes may indicate suspicion or disbelief. The microexpressions that flash across a person's face in milliseconds are especially telling, often revealing emotions they may not be consciously aware of or are attempting to hide. When we observe someone's body language and facial expressions, we must also consider the context in which they occur. For example, crossed arms in a social setting might indicate discomfort, but in a cold environment, it could simply be a response to temperature. Similarly, a person who avoids eye contact might be seen as dishonest, but it could also suggest shyness or cultural norms. Therefore, it is important to interpret these signals in conjunction with the situation, tone of voice, and the individual's baseline behavior. What's normal for one person may be different for another, and understanding these individual differences can prevent misinterpretation. The ability to read body language and facial expressions can enhance communication and relationships. In professional environments, recognizing these nonverbal cues can help improve negotiations, sales, and team dynamics. For example, a manager might notice that a team member's slouched posture and downcast eyes indicate a lack of confidence, prompting a more supportive approach in conversation. In personal relationships, interpreting these cues can foster deeper empathy and understanding. If someone's facial expression changes subtly during a conversation, it can signal that they are uncomfortable or upset, even if they don't verbalize it. By acknowledging these signals, a person can adjust their approach to be more considerate. Moreover, people often use body language to align with or contradict their spoken words. A person who says they are calm but has clenched fists or is pacing might be experiencing underlying tension or anxiety. Recognizing these contradictions can provide a more accurate understanding of the person's emotional state. Similarly, mirroring another person's body language can foster rapport and connection, making them feel more understood and at ease. In conclusion, observing body language and facial expressions is a valuable skill that offers profound insights into a person's inner world. While words convey explicit messages, nonverbal cues such as posture, gestures, and facial expressions often reveal what is truly felt or meant. Developing an awareness of these signals enhances communication, allowing for more meaningful interactions in both personal and professional contexts. By becoming more attuned to the subtleties of body language, we can improve our emotional intelligence, enhance our relationships, and navigate social situations with greater ease. Number 3. Paying attention to verbal cues. Paying attention to verbal cues is a vital skill in communication that can significantly enhance our understanding of others, foster better relationships, and ensure effective interactions. Verbal cues, also known as vocal or linguistic cues, include the words we use, the tone of voice, pitch, pace, and volume at which we speak, as well as the emphasis placed on certain words. These cues provide insight into a person's emotions, intentions, or level of engagement in the conversation. Recognizing and interpreting these verbal cues can allow us to respond more thoughtfully, build rapport, and avoid misunderstandings. One of the most powerful aspects of verbal communication is the tone of voice. Tone conveys much more than the content of words. It adds emotional depth to the message. For instance, a sentence like, "I'm fine," can be interpreted in multiple ways based on tone. If spoken with a flat, monotone voice, it may suggest indifference or even frustration. However, if said with a cheerful tone, it could express genuine contentment. By paying attention to these tonal shifts, we can better understand whether someone is being sincere or masking their true feelings, providing an opportunity to engage more empathetically. Similarly, the pitch of one's voice can reveal a lot about their emotional state. A higher pitch might indicate nervousness, excitement, or distress, while a lower pitch could suggest calmness, authority, or even sadness. In some cases, fluctuating pitch patterns might indicate that the speaker is unsure or anxious, giving us clues about their mental state. Being attuned to these subtle changes enables us to adjust our responses accordingly, either by offering support, validation, or simply giving the speaker more space to express themselves. The pace at which someone speaks can also offer important verbal cues. Speaking rapidly might suggest excitement or nervousness, whereas a slower pace may indicate thoughtfulness, deliberation, or even a lack of confidence. The speed of speech can also signal urgency or impatience, two emotional states that can affect the dynamics of communication. If we notice someone speaking too quickly, we may choose to slow down the conversation, ask clarifying questions, or give them the chance to collect their thoughts. Conversely, if the speaker is moving too slowly, we might adjust our approach to maintain engagement, ensuring that the exchange remains productive. Volume is another aspect of verbal cues that should not be overlooked. A soft voice can indicate shyness, insecurity, or a desire for privacy, while a louder voice may be a sign of confidence, anger, or even excitement. Context is crucial when interpreting volume. What might be considered loud in one setting could be perceived as normal in another. By being aware of how volume shifts in different contexts, we can avoid making hasty judgments about a person's character or emotional state, while adjusting our communication style to better align with theirs. Moreover, the words a person chooses and how they are emphasized can provide key insights into their thought process and emotions. A speaker who repeatedly uses certain words may be highlighting what is most important to them, or they may be unintentionally revealing underlying feelings or anxieties. For example, if someone continually uses phrases like "I'm worried" or "I'm afraid," it might indicate underlying stress or fear. By listening attentively to these word choices, we can gain a clearer understanding of their concerns and better tailor our responses to offer reassurance, clarity, or problem-solving. In interpersonal interactions, paying close attention to verbal cues can also help us avoid miscommunication. Sometimes what is said can differ from what is meant, and vocal nuances can provide the key to interpreting the true message. Misunderstandings often arise when we focus solely on the words spoken, ignoring the more subtle aspects of delivery. By training ourselves to listen not just to the content but also to the emotional undertones, we improve our ability to connect with others and respond more effectively. In conclusion, paying attention to verbal cues is an essential component of communication that can significantly enhance the quality of our interactions. By being mindful of tone, pitch, pace, volume, and word emphasis, we can gain deeper insight into the emotions, intentions, and mental states of those we converse with. This level of attentiveness promotes empathy, reduces misunderstandings, and strengthens relationships. Developing this skill requires practice, patience, and a genuine desire to understand others, but the rewards, stronger connections, improved conflict resolution, and more meaningful conversations, are well worth the effort. Number 4. Using intuition and gut feelings. Intuition and gut feelings are often described as mysterious forces that guide us in our decision-making processes. But what exactly are they, and how can we learn to trust them? At their core, intuition refers to the ability to understand something immediately, without the need for conscious reasoning. It's that sense of knowing or feeling something is right or wrong, even when there is no clear evidence to back it up. Gut feelings, on the other hand, are the physical sensations we experience in our bodies, particularly in the stomach area, when faced with a decision or situation that triggers a strong emotional reaction. These instinctual responses, though often dismissed in favor of logic and reason, can play a powerful role in guiding us toward the right choices. Human beings have evolved to rely on these gut instincts for survival. In prehistoric times, for example, a sudden feeling of unease or discomfort could have signaled danger, prompting a person to flee or fight. While modern life doesn't pose the same threats, our ability to sense danger, opportunity, or other subtle cues is still deeply ingrained in us. This ancient survival mechanism has adapted over time, allowing us to intuitively respond to a wide range of situations, from choosing a career path to picking the right partner. Despite living in a world dominated by data, facts, and analysis, there are moments when intuition is not only helpful, but essential. The key to using intuition effectively lies in learning to distinguish it from fear, anxiety, or wishful thinking. Fear often masquerades as intuition, tricking us into thinking that the unease we feel is a signal of impending danger, when in fact it's simply the result of stress or insecurity. True gut feelings, however, tend to be calm, clear, and consistent. They arise without the clutter of doubt or excessive rationalization. They don't demand that we overanalyze the situation or weigh every possible outcome. Instead, they offer a sense of clarity and direction. In the modern world, where decisions are often made quickly and under pressure, relying on intuition can be both empowering and liberating. It allows us to cut through the noise and access a deeper wisdom that is not always evident at first glance. In business, for instance, some of the most successful entrepreneurs are those who have learned to trust their gut feelings when faced with tough decisions. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, famously followed his intuition when making decisions about the company's products and direction. He often made choices that defied conventional logic, but proved to be groundbreaking in the long run. Similarly, in relationships, our intuition can guide us in understanding the dynamics of our interactions, helping us to navigate conflicts or recognize compatibility before we can articulate why. But how do we sharpen our ability to trust and act on our gut feelings? The first step is to cultivate mindfulness. By staying present and tuning into our emotions, and that they can be challenging to detect without focused observation. These tiny facial cues are universally experienced across different cultures, suggesting that they are innate and not learned behaviors. This universality stems from the fact that microexpressions are tied to the human brain's limbic system, which controls emotional responses, making them deeply rooted in our biology. Microexpressions are often involuntary because they arise from the immediate reaction of the brain to a stimulus. For instance, when someone is surprised or scared, their face may display a rapid shift of eyebrows or a wide-open mouth. Unlike regular facial expressions that might be deliberately controlled, microexpressions happen before the conscious mind can process or censor them. This involuntary nature can make microexpressions a valuable tool for detecting hidden emotions or thoughts, such as deception, distress, or discomfort. Psychologists, law enforcement officers, and even negotiators have long recognized the importance of understanding these expressions to gain insights into a person's true feelings. There are 7 universally recognized microexpressions, each corresponding to a distinct emotion: happiness, sadness, surprise, fear, anger, disgust, and contempt. Each of these expressions is associated with specific movements in the facial muscles. For example, a quick raise of the eyebrows and a drop of the jaw may indicate surprise, while a tightening of the lips and narrowing of the eyes might suggest anger or contempt. Understanding these subtle cues can help individuals gauge the authenticity of someone's words, as microexpressions often contrast with what a person is saying or the context they are in. The ability to recognize microexpressions has been extensively researched and applied in various fields. For example, in psychological studies, experts have used microexpression analysis to study emotional disorders, offering valuable insights into how individuals with conditions like depression or anxiety express their emotions. In the criminal justice system, microexpression analysis has been employed in investigative settings, such as lie detection. While microexpressions alone cannot definitively determine if someone is lying, they can serve as important indicators that something is amiss, prompting further investigation. Moreover, understanding microexpressions can also improve personal relationships. By being more aware of the subtle emotions people display, we can develop a better understanding of others' feelings, even when they are reluctant to openly express them. This heightened emotional awareness can foster empathy, reduce misunderstandings, and enhance communication, whether in a personal or professional setting. For instance, recognizing when a colleague or loved one is uncomfortable, anxious, or upset, based on a microexpression, can guide how to approach and support them in those moments. Despite their usefulness, interpreting microexpressions accurately requires practice and attentiveness. It's important to note that while microexpressions are a powerful tool for understanding emotions, they should never be the sole factor used to judge someone's feelings or intentions. Context plays a crucial role, as external factors such as stress, physical discomfort, or cultural differences can influence facial expressions. Additionally, certain people, such as those with social or emotional impairments, may have difficulty exhibiting or reading microexpressions, making it important not to rely solely on facial cues in these cases. In conclusion, microexpressions offer a fascinating glimpse into the unconscious emotional states of individuals. By understanding the science behind them and honing the ability to recognize these fleeting facial movements, we can enhance our emotional intelligence, improve our interpersonal communication, and gain deeper insights into human behavior. Whether in the field of psychology, law enforcement, or daily interactions, the power of microexpressions provides us with a subtle yet potent tool for understanding the complexity of human emotions. Number 6. Listening for incongruence. Listening for incongruence is an essential skill for effective communication, whether in personal relationships, professional environments, or during storytelling. Incongruence occurs when there is a mismatch between verbal and nonverbal messages, causing a disconnect between what someone is saying and how they are saying it. The ability to listen for incongruence helps uncover underlying emotions, thoughts, or intentions that may not be directly expressed. This concept is particularly valuable in situations where clarity is key, and it can be the difference between superficial understanding and deeper comprehension of what someone truly feels or thinks. At its core, incongruence involves a discrepancy between words, tone, facial expressions, body language, and other nonverbal cues. For instance, if someone says, "I'm fine," but their voice quivers, or they avoid eye contact, it signals a lack of alignment between their verbal expression and their body language. In such instances, the listener's role becomes not just to hear the words, but to pay attention to the subtle cues that may reveal more about the speaker's emotional state or hidden concerns. Listening for incongruence requires a heightened sense of awareness and observation. It involves not only hearing the content of what is being said, but also attuning oneself to the context and the way in which it is communicated. For example, a person might be discussing a happy event, but if their posture is slumped or they're fidgeting, their physical signs may suggest discomfort or a lack of true happiness. Recognizing incongruence can lead to a more accurate understanding of the situation, fostering better empathy and communication. Incongruence also plays a significant role in storytelling. When narrating a story, the tone of voice, pacing, and emotional delivery should align with the content of the story. If there is incongruence in the delivery, say, a story of tragedy told with a light, cheerful tone, it may confuse or disengage the audience. In storytelling, incongruence can also be used intentionally to create irony, humor, or to highlight a character's internal conflict. The audience's ability to detect incongruence adds depth to their understanding of the story and characters. One of the key challenges of listening for incongruence is overcoming biases and assumptions. People often project their own feelings or expectations onto others, interpreting nonverbal cues in a way that confirms their existing beliefs. This can lead to misinterpretation of incongruence. For example, someone who is nervous may display behaviors like avoiding eye contact or fidgeting, but this doesn't necessarily mean they are being dishonest or evasive. It is crucial to approach incongruence with an open mind, considering multiple possibilities for why the mismatch might occur. Effective listening for incongruence also involves creating an environment where the speaker feels safe to express themselves authentically. When people feel heard and understood, they are more likely to be transparent and vulnerable. This openness helps reduce the chances of incongruence, as people are more likely to align their words with their feelings when they are not afraid of judgment or misunderstanding. In professional settings, such as negotiations or interviews, listening for incongruence can be a powerful tool for detecting underlying concerns, doubts, or intentions that may not be directly communicated. It can also help in resolving conflicts or misunderstandings, as it encourages deeper engagement and sensitivity to emotional states. In therapeutic contexts, therapists are trained to listen for incongruence as part of the diagnostic process, using it to guide their interventions and foster a deeper connection with clients. Ultimately, listening for incongruence enriches our interactions and enhances our capacity to communicate with others. By tuning into both the spoken and unspoken elements of communication, we can foster stronger connections, build trust, and better understand the complexities of human behavior. Whether in personal relationships or professional encounters, this skill is a powerful tool for creating meaningful and authentic dialogues. Number 7. Developing rapport for mind reading. Developing rapport is the cornerstone of effective mind reading, especially in the context of understanding others' thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Rapport is a natural connection or bond between individuals, marked by mutual trust, understanding, and empathy. It creates a safe space where both parties feel heard and seen, allowing for deeper insights into each other's minds. The process of building rapport starts with active listening, a skill that goes beyond merely hearing words. Active listening involves focusing on both the content of the message and the underlying emotions, tone, and body language. By paying close attention to these subtle cues, you can begin to understand the emotions, intentions, and mental state of the other person. It's not just about what is being said, but how it's being said and what isn't being said at all. Observing these nuances gives you a clearer picture of their mental and emotional state, providing valuable information for mind reading. Body language plays a pivotal role in establishing rapport. People often communicate far more with their bodies than with their words, and by mirroring or subtly mimicking the other person's posture, gestures, or facial expressions, you create a sense of harmony and understanding. This mirroring technique, when done subtly and naturally, triggers a psychological connection that signals to the other person that they are on the same wavelength. This sense of alignment helps to break down emotional barriers, making the other person feel more comfortable and open. The goal of developing rapport is to foster a sense of trust and empathy, where the other person feels understood and valued. It's important to remember that rapport isn't a manipulation tactic, but a genuine effort to connect with others on a deeper, emotional level. Without this foundational trust, mind reading, whether in the context of understanding thoughts, predicting behaviors, or reading emotions, would be far less effective. Verbal communication is another tool for building rapport. The use of affirming language, active feedback, and open-ended questions creates an environment where the other person feels safe to share their thoughts and emotions. Simple phrases like, "I understand," "That sounds challenging," or "Tell me more about that," encourage a deeper connection. Furthermore, adopting the other person's communication style, whether it's their tone, vocabulary, or pacing, helps to create a sense of familiarity and alignment. This verbal mirroring, combined with nonverbal cues, signals that you are attuned to their state of mind, which can lead to a more seamless and insightful exchange. Moreover, showing empathy and emotional intelligence is critical in building rapport. When people sense that you understand and care about their feelings, they are more likely to let down their guard and allow you access to their deeper thoughts and emotions. Empathy enables you to tune into the subtleties of what someone is experiencing, even when they aren't verbally expressing it. This emotional resonance forms a bridge between minds, allowing for more accurate mind reading. Another aspect of developing rapport is creating a non-judgmental space. When people feel accepted for who they are, without fear of criticism or rejection, they are more willing to open up and share their true thoughts and feelings. This openness is essential for effective mind reading because it allows you to perceive the true nature of a person's mental state, rather than the version they present out of fear or insecurity. Rapport also requires patience. It's not something that can be rushed or forced. True connection takes time to build, and it evolves as you consistently demonstrate interest, respect, and understanding. Rushing the process can lead to superficial interactions, which won't yield the deep insights necessary for accurate mind reading. In conclusion, developing rapport is a foundational skill for effective mind reading. It allows for a deeper connection, where the other person feels heard, understood, and emotionally aligned with you. Through active listening, body language mirroring, empathetic communication, and creating a non-judgmental space, you can build the trust and emotional resonance needed to understand the hidden thoughts and feelings of others. With practice and patience, rapport becomes the gateway to unlocking the mind and reading the emotions, intentions, and mental states that lie beneath the surface. So, there you have it. Accurate tips to start reading body language and gestures like a pro. By understanding key cues, like posture, facial expressions, and even subtle movements, you can unlock deeper insights into people's thoughts and emotions. And remember, Stoicism teaches us to be aware, but not to react impulsively. Use these skills with mindfulness, and they can enhance your relationships and communication. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you use these tips in your everyday life. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious and stay wise.